Hello, Professor. Here is my home assignment. This is a passage about emoji. Using emojis makes other people think you are incompetent. Research finds in a world where face-to-face conversations are becoming increasingly rare, it may be tempting to try and soften the blow of a harsh message or a difficult request with a smiley. But you might want to think twice before you try and lighten the tone, as a digital image of a smiling face can have the opposite effect to an actual smile for the person on the receiving end, researchers have found. Emojis, a popular way to replicate nonverbal communication, are used 6 billion times a day and have been described as the fastest growing language in the history. Now it seems like so many jokey messages that have gone down like a lead balloon. The sender could simply take themselves seem less competent, concluding that a smiley is not a smile. Academics have been warned that peppering an email with emojis could harm your job prospects by making colleagues less likely to share information with you. The effect can be so damaging that people are advised to avoid them at work altogether, especially the first time you talk to someone. An expert in business and management at Ben Gurion University of the Negev in Arthur said, "Our findings provide first-time evidence that, contrary to actual smells, smells do not increase perceptions of warmth and actually decrease perceptions of competence." The study, published in Social Psychological and Personality Science, was based on a series of experiments involving 500 people from 30 different countries. In one test, they were asked to read a work-related email and then evaluate the competence and warmth of the person sending it. The participants all received the same message, but some of them, the emails included smileys while others didn't. The smileys in an email had no effect on the perception of warmth, and in fact, the participants judged the sender as less competent, the study concluded. Doctor said the study also found when the participants were asked to respond emails on formal matters, their answers were more detailed and they included more content-related information when the email didn't include a smiley. We found that the perceptions of low competency of a smiley is included a turn undermined information sharing. In contrast, when a photograph of a smiling person was sent with a message, they were perceived as more competent and friendly than a person with a neutral face. When a gender of the email writer was unknown, recipients were more likely to assume it was signed by a woman if it had a smiley. Emojis. What do the symbols mean? Some means excited about the music you are going to make for dinner tonight. Spell it out. Don't use the emoji, which has become synonymous online with men's nether regions. The peach has succumbed to a similar fate, being frequently used to denote a bottom. The second one is crying with laughter. It is the world's most used emoji, named by Oxford Dictionary's Word of the Year in 2015, sparking fears that the end of civilization was nigh. And tell them it's best left out of your work emails, advises Borney. Nails being painted. This is the third one. It's one of the most misconstrued symbols is that of a woman's nails being painted, which is, according to many, a signal of nonchalance, smiling through gritted teeth. Also best avoided at work. This one can be controversial. The doctor explains, as it means you'll find a lot of things craning or awkward. Using it a lot is like you are living a life again to the characters of PP show. Hands rest in celebration. It is using too many of these may come off as overly acceptable, but a well-timed icon used to celebrate professional success could be considered just the right amount of joyous. Previous research has found women are twice as likely as men to use emoticons in text messages. Dr. Gilling said, people tend to assume a smiley is a virtual smile, but the study showed in the case of the workplace, at least as far as initial encounters are concerned, this is incorrect. For now, at least, the smiley can only replace the smile when you already know the other person. And in initial interactions, it is better to avoid using smileys, regardless of age or gender. And still have 1 minute, I will read another passage. It is a TED Talk. Now, B Corps are a group of companies who believe in business as a force of good. There's a tough certification with about 250 questions about your social and environmental performance. You must legally declare your intention to serve the community as well as the shareholders, and you must sign the Declaration of the Interdependence. Now, one of the things that inspires me the most about the companies in this movement is that they see themselves as part of a whole system. It's sort of as if they imagine themselves on a big flowing river of activity where, if there are, for example, soft drinks manufacturers, they understand that upstream from them there's water and sugar, and farmers and grow that sugar, and plastic and metal and glass, all of which flows into this thing, and we all call a company which has financial results. And the flowing continues with consequences, some of them intended like refreshment and some other things, and some unintended like garbage and fat. Spending time with leaders in this space had led me to see that true collaboration is possible. But it's suitable and it's complex, and the leaders in this space are doing a few things very differently from traditional heroic leaders. And I think this is this assignment. Thank you, Professor.